Hey friend, John McLennan here, and in this video I want to share with you how I play You Really Got Me as recorded by the Kinks on guitar. Now this song has some must-know rock guitar techniques and tricks in it. I'm going to walk you through the entire thing, a main guitar part, so we'll first learn all the sections, and then make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to dive into soloing over this progression as well. All right, so let's get straight into it. So the first thing you need to know is the main riff, and that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this uses something called a power chord, and I actually play these with my first finger and my pinky. So I'm playing the index on the first fret of the low E and then my pinky on the 3rd fret of the 5th string here. So I've got those two notes there. Now, a lot of times players play this with the index and the ring, and I'm comfortable with both of those, so sometimes I actually just trade it out, but if you're just getting started, just pick away and stick with that for now. So here we've got the F chord, and then we're moving up here to the G chord. This is an F power chord up to a G power chord. So what I did was just shift that up 2 frets. Now we're gonna start on the F, strum it once, then we'll go up to the G, play it twice. So then we dip back down to F and then back up to G one time on each. So that's gonna go like this. Then we rest. Now that's the first figure, and as I mentioned, I'm gonna walk you through this entire song and talk about soloing. But before we go any further, if you're new to the channel, I wanna give you a gift right away. It's gonna help you with learning this song faster and really help you with opening up how you see the neck so you're not confused when you look down at the fretboard. And what it is a PDF where I basically show you my system for the guitar neck. I show you 5 chords and 5 scales, and once you learn those, you can basically use this for playing anything you want. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide and you can grab this completely for free, or click the first link down below as my gift to you. All right, so after this first figure, we do it 4 times. Now I'm using all down strums with my strum hand. And the rhythm is 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So we're playing 8th notes there. That's gonna go 4 times for the intro, like this. 2, 3, 4. Then the melody comes in. Girl, you really got me now. Right? The vocals come in, and at this point we play that riff again. Now we're gonna do it 8 times. So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, after the 8th time, we play the same riff, but we take it higher up. And this sort of keeps happening throughout this song. The energy gets lifted as we climb up the guitar neck. Check it out. So what's going on here is instead of going F to G, now we're gonna go G to A, which is the 3rd fret, starting on the 3rd fret with that power chord shape, moving it up to the 5th fret. Okay, so this is sort of figure 2 here. Repeat that here 4 times. So again, that's the same thing, right? We're just going 2 frets higher. Okay, then we go. Then we again take it up even higher. Okay, so what I played there was the power chord C at the 8th fret. So this is 8 on the low E and 10 on the 5th string. And then we'll move that up to 10 and 12. Now notice here, as we get higher up the neck, the frets get closer together, so I've sort of compressed in that power chord shape, right? So the same reach down here, it's gonna feel closer together higher up the neck, okay? We're gonna do this 6 times, so it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, after the 6th time, we jump down to C and we go. And we actually expand on that power chord here. And here I bring in a few extra notes. So I switched out of, instead of doing the power chord with the pinky, I went to 8 on the low E, 10 on the 5th string, now using my ring finger. Then my pinky goes underneath that on the 10th fret of the 4th string, and my middle finger goes on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. It's like a bar chord, but you don't have to bar. You can just play the 4 strings there, strings 6 to 3. Okay, now instead of going, we just stay there and we go. So it goes like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and we let that ring, okay? So that's how we get out of this final figure here, that 3rd figure where we're up on the D. So just to recap, we have the riff going to the G here. Then we have the riff going to the A. And then we have the riff going to the D, okay? And then that one ends kind of hanging down on the C chord there. And then after letting that ring out, so we go 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go all the way back down to figure 1 again, back to our home key, which is the key of G. This song is in the key of G. So let me back up. I'll play the part that goes to the D. We're gonna play that 6 times and then end with this. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. C. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you go back to the first figure. Now when you play the guitar solo, we actually just stay on G. This is what's happening rhythm-wise under the guitar solo. All right, now when we end the song, we're actually up on this high riff here, okay? And we play it 6 times, just like we've done previously. 1, 2, 3. Now, on the 4th time, at the end, you can go. Okay, and you can add a little bit more rhythm. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4, and you'll hear that at the end, like ba 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 da 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 da. Okay, we do that 2 times, then we go. Then we do these hits. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. This is how it ends. It just ends with 4 hits on, you could do a D power chord, but for the last chord, I fill it out and make it like that C and go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. I would probably do all downs actually, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, just like that. So here's how it ends rhythmically. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do this 6 times. Add rhythm. Hits. All right, as I mentioned, I said that we were going to get to some soloing. So now that you've got all the rhythm down, let's check out some of those awesome freak out licks from the guitar solo. Now, as I mentioned, the guitar solo is going over that first figure, which is based off the G. And I said our key is in the key of G. So a great way to approach rock soloing over this would be using your G minor pentatonic scale. And and play some cool licks out of that scale. So the first lick I'm gonna share with you goes like this. All right, so we're building in, and this is sort of what you hear actually when they're holding the C, the last part of the progression before we kick back into the top figure. We play the 5th fret of the 3rd string and go. That's just the note C there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and add definitely some vibrato. So you're just kind of moving that note back and forth there. Then go. So this would be bending now, that 5th fret, twice, then come down 5, 3, then 5 on the 4th string. Then, now this is a cool rock move here. You play double stops. You grab the 3rd fret of the 3rd string and the 2nd string. You can kind of push them up if you have time, and then play the 5th fret of the 4th string. So we're gonna go back and forth, like this. So backing up with the bend, and then proceeding all of that with. So that's the first lick. Here's what it sounds like over the rhythm. All right, lick number 2 goes a little higher and sounds like this. All right, so I'm starting out on the 6th fret of the 1st string, going down to 3. Then you skip to the 5th fret of the 3rd string, bend it up. So then as that note is bending up, you go back up to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Then you come back to that 5th fret with no bend though now on the 3rd string and go 5, 3, and then finish on 5 of the 4th string. So 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4 E and a. So it starts on the and of ones real quick. Here's what it sounds like over the rhythm. Again, notice all those notes are just straight out of your pentatonic scale. So a lot of times players are like, John, you know, I'm bored of the pentatonic scale. I need some exotic scales to mix up my playing. Well, the truth is like 99.9% of the time in the music that has, you know, moved the world, it's all just the same scales, it's the same notes, but it's their own take on it, right? Like I wouldn't have come up with that lick on my own if I hadn't learned a ton of rock solos like this, and actually blues solos, right? Like those are basically just sped up, freaked out blues licks, okay? So let me show you one more, and this goes a little bit beyond the blues scale. Now check this one out. We're gonna use some double stops. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're starting on the 3rd fret again here on the 3rd and 2nd strings. Push that up, play the 5th fret of the 4th string, go back to the 3rd fret double stops. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Okay, now we're gonna go higher. We're gonna play the 5th fret, the 3rd fret, then up to 5. Then classic rock lick here. This is so cool to play. Here I'm mashing down my 3rd finger and getting a double stop at the 5th fret on the 3rd and 2nd strings. And then pushing it up. then come down to natural, and then the 3rd fret, double stop, and then finish on the 5th fret of the 4th string. Here's what it sounds like with some rhythm behind it. So steal some of those licks for your solos, and when you're ready, try and play it over the rhythm. So I recommend working on the rhythm part first, getting that solid, and then dive into some of the lead stuff. And to help you really put this together, understand how the chords and scales connect, and give you a framework for unlocking your guitar neck, go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide. I want to give you a gift completely for free. This is my fretboard guide, and it's going to explain exactly what I'm talking about here. And you'll see the different patterns, the scales, and the chords, and how I put it together. Again, it's completely for free. Go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide or click the first link down below as my gift to you. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and for more Kinks, check out this video next.